Big news, it's time to drive the Bronco. What's going on, my loyal 20 plus subscribers to Project Brake Horse? I'm back here today, finally getting back to work on this beast. I'm not going to really go through a time lapse of building this tub, but more or less just showing progress of the build, because I got to do a lot of mock-up, measuring, and I'll just probably do some highlights in there, so it'll be a 10-part series. I don't know the number, but I'll provide updates, and hopefully this tub can be built in record time. So let's get to where I'm at. Alright, this is looking at the rear where the bed would be. First and foremost, am I level? So the bubble here, it looks good, it's right in the middle. So what I did was I got the floor set up basically. As you can see in the front there, there's a piece of plywood, and then there's a piece of plywood under this back tire, because my garage floor slopes downhill like this, I guess to keep water out, or you know, I don't know what they were thinking. So the left side is up a little bit higher, and then I went ahead and put on some of those body mounts so that I can see kind of how the base floor pan would go, and these can be moved. If you look, these wiggle because they're not tightened down yet. Those are just kind of there, but the body mounts are in and the bolts are there so that I can mock that up. Moving forward, as you can see, I do have the floor pans in, but the front of this whole section is not together. This is one whole piece that came together, which I'm really fortunate to have it that way. So I got to do the tunnel and then the remaining of these floor pans so that I can get the cowl built. But looking at it from the front, I mean, it looks so damn cool. So if you see right here, I've got a laser level so that I can make sure that I'm keeping things level. I picked up a hammer and dolly kit because some of that, like this metal here, is bent in. And there's for some reason, I don't know if it was just the way that these were manufactured, but there's a lip here, so I got to pound that down. The bed liner is sitting over there. I got all the other pieces inside, so for the time being, what I'm going to do is get out the 1/8 inch drill bit. I have Clecos for that, and then I also have sheet metal screws. So I'm going to mock all this stuff up, and my next rendering, hopefully I can get some kind of fender hung to see what these gaps look like. So I essentially have to build out the entire tub with sheet metal screws so that I can see how it all fits and move it around, and then go back through and weld it in place. So that's my plan of attack. Check back later. We're going to have more of this stuff together, and I'll go through hardships at a later date. Alright, we're here working on the Bronco, and I've got my levels set up. I got my laser level ready to go. I did a measurement with the level to make sure that my floor pan and floorboards were correct. So that's centered on the frame where it needs to be, and that's my zeroed point. So now, if you see that cross hatch or cross section on there, that is the laser level. So that's going to be very helpful in me determining where's straight and level and what's up and down. So I'm already building out the dash and using that laser level, so I highly recommend, if you're going to do this on your own, pick up one of these self-leveling. It's really helping me out, so stay tuned. The sleigh, as I like to call it, is coming together. It may look like it's in good shape, but there are still sections that there's gaps that need filled, and that's just a matter of I need to fit more things together to make sure that my fenders and hood and doors are going to be just where they need. But for the most part, I'm going to just keep building this out. I'm going to do the front clip next, and then the side skirts, to make sure that whenever I have my fenders, they're not at a weird angle. So wish me luck, and I'm going to keep on pressing. I've said it once before, I'll say it again. If you don't succeed the first time, then quit. No, I'm just kidding. Floor pans are all taken off, and I kind of did that to check a few things up front. I'm going to put those back in. The first thing I got to do with this tunnel cover, I shouldn't have to cut things. It would just be small adjustments, but this whole floor pan section, when it came, it had the brace already spot welded in, and this is supposed to go underneath that sheet metal. With that brace in place, they don't butt up top here. So I'm going to shave this off so then it just butts up with the brace on the underside of this. And then that way these corners are, they look like a seam. So once I do that, then I can relay the floor pans. Jeez, I can't talk today. And then see if by me keeping the front clip square and building it back, where I need to make my adjustments, either front to back or up and down. I wanted to see how that would go together with the body mounts in place, and kind of just, you know, piece it together so I have an idea. So I'm going to come back after they're assembled and work towards it. Alright, I'm here still mocking up the body and tub. I've got the core support, the floor pans, firewall. Now I'm working on the door jambs, and this one actually went in pretty nice. Let me see if I can get that to focus on. There we go. That one went in, no problem. Going over here to the other side though, let's look at our science project. This one here is for the driver's side. It should sit flush like that and not move. Well, this is edge to edge, so looks like Taiwan didn't spot weld it the right way, and it takes about 5 to 7 business days to get a new one, and I'm a little impatient. So my plan is to take out spot weld 1, spot weld 2, and then I can just move this, pull it back, and then weld this in a new spot. So you break it, you buy it. I guess it's mine. Quick update on the bodywork. If we can get a shot back here of these tail posts, those are held in place right now. We even have the tailgate held together. I think a big thing with this was, for me to go forward, I needed to make sure that these posts were square and spaced to where they need to be. So what I'm going to do is call these in the back good. From there I can now build forward, because I was trying to fix my doors. I wanted to have my doors in place. As you can see that they're not there, but I do have the front door jamb in there. It might be a little too close, and that's the problem I was having. The spacing wasn't great, so I think I need to spread that out and put that front one forward. And I thought, in order to do that, if I come to the rear and work forward I'll know where my door needs to go. So the back's coming together. I'll get this upper quarter panel on, and then get the latch striker put in place so that I can see where my front needs to go, and then fix that accordingly. Alright, so we've been working quite a bit around the clock, and I got some good news. Big surprise here. It's ready to drive. No, I'm only kidding. I got all these pieces on here as a mock-up, and what I want to do is I'll take you around. This is just the update. I'm going to get another video out there. I'll take you around, show you some of the problem areas that I had, and go through sort of the process here. And then once this is all together and I get my body lines where I want them, it's time to weld, and then this will be done. Move on to the next step. So stay tuned.